I know most of you guys are probably up to date with technology, right? And like social media, so most of you guys are using MySpace right now. I got you. Just as quickly as you guys noticed that MySpace is not the trendiest thing, social media has kept evolving into many things that we now use, such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Vine. So a little bit about social media and its history. So today, as of 2015, roughly 67% of adults use social media, which is not as much as we would expect compared to the 90% of young adults, ranging from ages 18 to 29, that are using social media currently. Females come in a little bit stronger as we are more active on social media, coming in with a 68%, but males don't fall too far behind with a 62%. Males come in as active on social media, and this like ranges from different sites as you see here. So a little bit of the history of social media. So this and dates back a little bit to 1997, since social media was never really a trend as much as it is right now. The first signs of it were used with blogging and IM, as you guys may have heard of AOL, which was used as a IM, like an instant messenger for back then. A little bit after that, it evolved, and in the early 2000s, there was a very big surge of the use of internet, and this was then that had people and creators, such as creators for MySpace and Facebook, come into the use of internet and take advantage of the use that people were doing on the internet. So MySpace was actually the first social media trend back in 2003. That's the one that people started going to. Many of us may have used it. Maybe MySpace was a little too advanced in our time for us, so a lot of us adults were using it back then. Then was when Facebook came in 2004. But I say 2004 because it was not as used. It was not public for everyone. It was mostly, as most of you guys have heard in the movie The Social Network and the history of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg was used Facebook just for the Harvard students, and then it became public to everyone in 2005. And some of the other ones just took a little bit. YouTube came in as well in 2005, and maybe a lot of people don't consider YouTube as social media, but it kind of falls into the definition of social media, which is like the means of communication through internet for everyone. And as many people know, YouTube is for that. People have been discovered on YouTube. We use it to watch videos of everyone. We comment, so it's a very big social web thing. Twitter came in 2006. Instagram was 2010. Snapchat was very recent, 2011, and Vine as well came in as 2013. So a little bit about MySpace. Was created by Chris and Tom Anderson, and this began the social media trend in 2013. So Facebook was created by Mark Zuckerberg, and I had said before, it was initially created for Harvard students, and it was just intended for them to communicate within each other, kind of how we use Moodle for us, same thing as he had done. And back then it was known as the Facebook, but when it came public to everyone in 2005, they changed the name just to Facebook. YouTube and Twitter. YouTube was created by Chad Hurley and Jade Carmen and Steve Chen. And YouTube, as I had mentioned, you share videos, you create different stuff for everyone to view and see. People have been discovered, and I think one of the most famous persons that have been discovered, and many of us know, but probably don't like, is Justin Bieber. He was discovered on YouTube by Usher. Harley Rae Jepsen was discovered by Justin Bieber and Cody Simpson, among some of the famous people that have been discovered. So basically, Twitter was like a use of social media as well, and this is just they use it just to create posts, and just smaller version of what Facebook is, and it did come in a little bit after, so they kind of tied in together. And maybe most people use Facebook more than Twitter, but Twitter is just, you can use like less than 140 characters. You can just type something small, but the ones that use Twitter the most are famous people. So those are the ones who take over that. And as I had mentioned earlier, Snapchat and Vine are means of social use as well, so we all communicate through that. And another point that I'm talking about today is how companies use it for marketing. We all know that when we go to a restaurant or just anywhere it's public use, people like to review or comment on it. So big companies take advantage of that because it's kind of like we're making publicity for them and they don't really have to spend as much money. Some of them do have just like marketing managers who that's all their job is to like see what's going on social media, create posts and blogs. They review stuff and that's the way that they communicate with everyone. And as social media has come to today, many of us may be thinking that social media will be trending a little bit more and there will be different use of social media maybe by the end of the speech as technology is advancing. Thank you.